I know, I'm out on location and I've got legs. It's like Angela Rippon all over again, just not as attractive and with a moustache. So, hello and welcome to Tweed's Garage, where in this episode we're doing a review. Oh, that's better. I can hear you. Right, where you gone? Hang on a minute. There you are. So, yes, the company reached out to me and said, did I want to test and sort of review a device? Now, I've done one already, and I didn't want to bore you lot out there with it, but I had to think about it, and I thought, yeah, this one might interest you. It's for motorcycles rather than cars. So it's IP65 certified or you know, standard. So it's waterproof, rainproof, that kind of thing, so it can go on your bike. So I thought, whereas most people sort of put it on big adventure bikes, the reviews I've seen that have got loads of space, big handlebars, loads of space to put things, big bikes, you know, no trouble putting something like this on. So I thought, like the Riley where I put it, you know, in a vintage car, I thought I'd put it on an old bike like this, little one, little Honda RS 250. And yeah, the only proviso is it has to be 12 volt. It can be 24 volt, but you'll see that later on. But yeah, it has to be 12 volt to sort of get it running. Yeah, that's about the only proviso. So yeah, we'll have a look. So first we'll go back to the workshop and unbox it, see all the bits and bobs, and then start putting it on the bike. And then I'll show you it on the bike and what it does, that kind of thing. Yeah, all right, go to the workshop and I'll wait here and I'll see you when you get back. All right, cheerio. So here it is. We like a bit of unboxing. So this is the Aoocci C6 series motorcycle CarPlay screen. Like the previous screen I reviewed that I had in a car, it sort of has your sort of sat nav on it and connects to your phone, and because this is for motorcycles, connects to your sort of mics on your helmet if you have that function fitted. But it's got a few other tricks up its sleeve. So this is the box it comes in, and it's quite a weighty thing. It's 1.7 kilograms or £3 12 ounces for you working in old money. So comes in a nice sort of, you know, Apple style box, all well packaged. Comes with your accessories, little list there of what you get with it. And with all these, they seem to come with their memory card as well, so you don't have to sort of rush out at Christmas and try and find one to appease whoever you bought it for. You know, like the batteries in the good old days when a little nephew was screaming his head off because he couldn't play with the latest toy. Then this is the screen, and it is 85mm or 3¼ inches by 6.5 or 170mm that way. It's fairly compact to go on a motorcycle, of course. And the other thing with these is it's rated to IP65 weatherproofing. So a sort of waterproof, showerproof item. As you can see, the cables are all connected to the back, screwed to the back. I should imagine this is some sort of connector here, waterproof connector with all your leads coming off for your power. What else we got? Front, rear camera. Oh yeah, it's got cameras as well, and a controller. So you've got your mounting screws on the back to mount it on the motorcycle. Yeah, a solid thing. Okay, so that's the main bit of it. But then here's the little tricks. I was saying you get 2 remote tyre pressure sensors to go on your valves. So handy if you're sort of touring or something, you know, doing a lot of mileage in a few weeks. Just keep an eye on your tyre pressures rather than have to keep checking them. So yeah, who knew? And then we get one of the bullet cameras with a nice anodised aluminium cases that they're in. Yeah, so that's one camera. Handlebar control, so you don't have to take your hands too far away from the handlebars. And then we've got an assortment of leads with weatherproof connectors on them. So we've got one, this one here, so this is your power supply connection, inline fuse holder, waterproof power box, variable voltage as well, 12 volts to 30 volts. So yeah, I was going to say you could run it on your truck. Well, unless your truck hasn't got a cab, I don't know why you'd want a waterproof one. Or maybe on plant and machinery, you know, got a digger or something, you want one of these on, it'll do that. Yeah, and shoves out 5 volts to the unit. Then we've got, oh, I think that's a little shade screen to go on it, like that. So you get a little sun shield on it, so you can sort of read it in bright light. Another bullet camera, same as the other one. Another lead, a USB lead for something. I'm sure we'll find out what that's for later. And then we've got mounting kit, cable ties with sticky mounts for all the different items. There's a screwdriver and a spanner in there, a few nuts and bolts. And in this one we've got what looks like a sturdy handlebar mount there with a security Torx fitting on it. So it's got a little pip in the middle, so you can't put a normal Torx on it. We'll have a little look in the packet, see if there's something to undo these. Anyway, again, all feels like coated aluminium rather than plastic. So yeah, solid thing. No wonder it weighs a bit. And we've got a couple more ball joints, another handlebar mount, and another ball joint mount there. But I think that's for the back of the screen. Yeah, it goes on there like that. So a ball joint, so you can multiple adjustments on it. And then you've got a smaller arm there. Oh, and in here we do have the security torque key for it to be able to undo them and put them on the bike. So that's a nice touch. Yeah, because most of these have a sort of a Allen key or a Torx key on them, but not many have a security one. Nice solid little mounts. There you go. No wonder it weighed so much. Right. Oh, and there's another thing here. A few more clamps, different sizes, and adapters to go on different size tubing. So next thing we need to do is mount it on the bike. Before we rush out and mount this on the bike, we'll put the sunscreen on and put the memory card in, because it all involves tiny little screws and we don't want to lose them, so we'll do them on the bench. I've opened this pack of parts and it comes with a few mounting things here. I think these are for the cameras, mounts for the cameras. Yeah, little rings to mount the cameras on, plus their associated screws and nuts. And then there's 3 small mechanical screws here. These are to put the sunscreen on, and it also comes with a little Phillips screwdriver as well, so you don't have to search around and jam one in that doesn't fit properly. So that mounts on there, and then the screws go into those little brass inserts. They are tiny. You might need a small child to hold them for you and put them in. Right, that's the screen on there. And then the memory card goes behind this little panel here. So 2 screws, one each side. Again, the screwdriver fits. There we go, and you've got 2 ports there. One's a Type C USB port, and the other one, this port is for your memory card. It's got a little rubber bung that goes in around it. Right, let's try and get this out of the packaging without slicing myself open. And it's not too clear what way it goes in, but I can see the pins are down the bottom edge, so those connectors go that way with the writing facing upwards. There we go. Yeah, so just pop it in, click it down, there it is. And then we'll bung the seal back over the top bit, and then put the top back on. There we go, memory in, sun shield on. Just going to put it on the bike. One thing that foxed me for a bit was these, got these little sort of anti-vibration mountings. I weren't too sure how they go on. I think I've figured it out. They sort of poke in to the back of the mounting like that. It's got a little tapered opening to it. Just poking through that. Like that, and then the screw goes through like that and squashes this piece of rubber down against the back of the display, giving it a little bit of flexible mounting. And then do them up tight and you get the general idea. It's a bit cold down here, keep dropping stuff. Not doing them up too tight to crush the rubber completely, but the rubber does sort of hold them in place. What I'd probably do is put a little bit of Loctite on each screw to stop them rattling out over time. So I've mounted it above the handlebars like there, so you can see it from the riding position. Still see the clocks, and it's sort of actually in a convenient place for your hands as well. It's a little bit up at the tank. Looks a bit strange from the side, but when you're sitting on the bike, it's all fine. I think it's sort of more for adventure motorcycles with, you know, sort of off-road style handlebars with a big sort of drop down, so there's loads of space in between for this to go in. But it fits on this okay, this little RS250. Mounted it with one of the optional ball mounts. So it's set off to the side on top of the fork mounts. Tube clamp system that come with it. So I couldn't fit the handlebar mount. Would have been alright if it was set off to the side, but I want it in the centre, and there's not enough room around the handlebars, not enough clearance room to get this clamp set round there. So went for the optional side step mount in position, but that works alright. That's solid, that's not going anywhere. And then we run the cables around the back of the handlebars, drop them down, bringing them down this way under the tank, running them the opposite side, the wiring them that side, so I know there's plenty of room for them. Mounted the button controls on the left handlebar, and that fits in there fine. Wasn't really enough room to have it tilted this way so the buttons are all the right way, but that doesn't matter. But that all fits in there quite nicely. I'll show you with the tank on later. So all we've got to do is wire in the power supply, find a location for the cameras, and move on with the installation. So the cables are all labelled, what goes to each one of them: front and rear camera, power, and the controller. So I've just connected the handlebar controller in for the moment before I work out where I'm going to route the cables. And the connections are really nice. They're all sort of marked up how you line them up when you push them together, and then do up the securing ring and then sort of push them in a little bit more till they get to the home position. So yeah, they go together really well, but they are teeny tiny. Where's the pins? Yeah, they are really teeny tiny. So make sure you get those arrows lined up before you push them together, because I should imagine bending the pins is easily done. So we'll install the tyre pressure sensors. You get two, and they're marked up: F for front and R for rear. They also come with a couple of brass back lock nuts and a little spanner to nip them up with. So I'll put the front one on for you. Valve cap off. Lock that on. F for front. Tweak that up. Just nip the lock nut. Should do it, and then just repeat with the back one. So the cables from the unit I bought down in front of the handlebars and the headstock, and back round, and then down along the frame between the tank and the frame, following the wiring loom on the opposite side. So I knew there'd be space for the cabling to run along the frame. Then cable tied it all the way along the top spine of the frame. Bought any excess cable from the camera, looped that up, tied that in to keep it tidy, and then the same on the rear. So for the power, the negative side I wired to the battery, and the positive side needs a switch feed, so you can't have it running straight off the battery, otherwise it's running all the time. So you could pick the live up from your brake light circuit, or I picked it up on the horn circuit. So here it is, and the easiest way to do it was to pull it off there. See if you can see there. We've got one of those sort of double spade connectors. So it's a spade connector with a little tail on the back of it, so you can double up the connectors, and that just sort of plugs in to the live feed on the side of the horn, so that is switched on when the ignition is on, and it means I haven't had to break into any of the wiring. It just sort of runs off there. Nice and tidy solution. So the rear camera, I was going to mount it sort of up here on the side near the light, but the trouble is you get a lot of bleed from the light into the camera, so if you were using it at night it would be a bit of a problem. You know, your images would just be blurred with sort of red light on the side of it all the time, so I sort of needed to mount it a little bit further away. So what I've done was made up this little aluminium plate. It's just bent up at an angle, and it goes up to just up behind the number plate above the screw holes, and just mounts between the number plate and the mud guard, and then just beat the edges over when I bent it, just to add a bit more strength to it, and then screwed the camera onto the plate there, and that seems to work quite well. You get a little bit of vibration, but you know, you're going to get that anyway. Then the front camera is mounted onto the bottom of the headlight case. I just used the sticky pad on that for now. I didn't want to put holes in the headlight shell, but those things are really sticky, so that's fine for now. And again, mounted it down and sort of back a bit to try and sort of shield it from the glare from the headlight when it was on for nighttime riding. To replace the batteries on your tyre pressure sensors, all you do is get your little spanner that come with the unit, pop it on the back on those flats there, just grab the front of it, just unscrew it like that, and then you see one of those little cell batteries in there. So slip one out, pop the new one in, pop the lid back on, job's a good one. There you go, simple as that. So let's turn it on. You get your loading screen. You can get this customised if you send them a file, JPEG file. When you order a unit, there's a sort of box you can sort of request it, send it on, and they'll load it up for you. And then this is your home screen, so you've got your drive recorder, interconnect, so this is all your phone functions, time, day, replaying your videos, and then this function is your tyre pressure. So you go into here, you can set all your high and low alarms for your tyre pressure alarms, and then you can set all your PSI, temperature and everything else like that. And over here you've got your front and your rear tyre pressures, and they're pretty accurate. Some people report sort of 2 PSI up or down, or a bit lower than what they actually are. But yeah, they seem to have been pretty good. And I've had them on for a few months and it hasn't lost any pressure as well, so that's quite handy. And you can just go back to that screen, and if you go to your drive recorder, it shows you what's the camera's recording at the moment, and you can swipe right or left to swap what cameras you're sort of actually looking at. So it's sort of looking out the back, looking out the front and rear together, and I think it swaps them around the other way. You can take pictures by hitting that button. I won't do it now, it sort of keeps stopping my camera for some reason. That takes you home to the home screen. So if you go onto this one, this is where it's connected to your phone, so you've got your sat nav, so you can click on there, say search for, I don't know, else that'll do. There you go. Calculates a route, there you go, and stick your route in and off you go. Yeah, so it's just like your phone, it just mirrors your phone really. And then if you want to go back home, just press that, takes you back home. So yeah, good little unit. So got all the information there, got your driving recorder, can have your sat nav, can have your phone connected if you want to your headphones, if you wanted to, and also your music. You can also do it on the function buttons that I've mounted on the handlebar, which when you're riding the bike is a lot easier, because this touchscreen with leather gloves is not so easy to select some of the options, so it's easier to use the buttons on the remote control. This is your replay option, so you can go in there and see all your recording files that you've done. I'll try and find one where we were out today. Heading back home. So yeah, so you can view them all there. What you can do is connect your phone via Wi-Fi, and you can view these videos on your phone via the app that they send you a link for in the instructions. So there you go, that's the Aoocci C6PRO twin camera sat nav remote screen for a motorcycle. Nice little bit of kit, comes with everything you need in the box, and all the screws and fixings and everything, and very stable when it's on the bike, no issues there at all. And yeah, very handy. You've got sat nav, which is always handy nowadays. I personally was sort of like it because I like just going along and then going up little side roads. You know, you sort of think, oh well, I'll go this way, and then and it's sort of following that. So just to have the sat nav and be able to follow your route or expand it out and see where you're going, it's quite handy. And then you've got front and rear cameras recording all the time, so if heaven forbid something happens to you, you've got it on camera. But also if you just want to record your trips, all there. There is a facility to be able to lock your videos as well, so that if you did, you know, heaven forbid, get knocked off, and there's sort of unscrupulous people around, they can't get in and delete the video footage. It's sort of held in there. So that's that. Yeah, and it all connects to the phone nicely. It all works well, apart from when you're trying to film and with your camera. Yeah, it kept knocking my video off as I was trying to record, so I had to knock it off in the end. But yeah, it all connects fine, works well. There'll be a link down below if you're interested in it. You can go on that, and it will take you to retailers for it. They've generously offered a 22% discount code. That I'll put in the comments box below for you to have a look at. And if not, yeah, it's just an interesting piece of tech to look at. So there you go. Thought you might find it interesting. If you like the videos, give us a little like and subscribe, because it doesn't cost anything. Does it, Jenkins? No, it doesn't actually, Jenkins. No, I just needed a £5. I just told you that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so there you go. See you next time. Cheerio. There you go, Aoocci C6PRO. See you later. All different things like that. Don't know what I'm talking about. I'll press record. There, right. Welcome to Tweed's Garage. When this episode, have I said that before? I've said that before. Every time.